Adams out of Connecticut and Mark Johnson out of California. I'm going to the post office this weekend, you guys. Don't worry. I'm going to the post office tomorrow morning. I'm going to get that stuff sent out to you guys, and I'm going to email you guys the tracking information, things like that. I don't play when it comes to this kind of stuff. Okay, when I do stuff, I'm going to do it right, and I want to make sure I'm as transparent as possible with my people. Now, this is going to be a fun one, y'all. I'm telling you, I've been looking forward to this. See, originally it was 2 separate live streams, one at noon, one at 8. But then I was tapping in with my man LB this morning. He was like, "Yo, Tone, I might got to lock in with you and Simone. I may have to see what's up with y'all." I said, "Listen, man, let me tap in with her and make sure we good to go, and then we'll go from there." And lo and behold, God does amazing things. And I want to make sure I do this intro properly, okay? Right? I want to make sure I do this intro properly. So, this brother, the good brother, content creator, Eagles content creator, been doing this since what, 2017? I think he started his channel the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. What kind of foresight is that? What kind of foresight is that? I got to give a shout out to this man. He started his YouTube channel, I believe, in 2017, covering the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he was making videos in his office, and then he was getting busy like that. The dude does amazing work. He has a tremendous amount of subscribers. He's an entrepreneur. The Hurts season hats is going crazy. You saw AJ Brown rocking it. You saw AJ Brown shouting out the music. This man makes incredible music. By the way, I was talking to him earlier. Got to make sure we talk about this. Make sure y'all go check out God Bless Who Hatin' by Lord Brunson. Go check out Patient Zero by Lord Brunson. Go check out Days on York, Nights in Norfolk by D'Angelo Xavier and Lord Brunson, the EP. Listen, these brothers is talking that stick talk. That's all I'm going to say, man. But without further ado, let me bring in my man, the myth, the legend, the good brother, Lord motherfucking Brunson.
Tone, what up? What up? What up? You hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, bro. We're going to bring on Simone real shortly. The moment her camera come on, let me know she ready. She coming on. But LB, bro, how you feeling, man?
Bro, I'm feeling good, man. These videos, man, the camp is good. Camp is good right now. Yes. You know what I mean? To say the least, man. And just personally, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed, ready for the season. I like the direction that the team is going in. And I want to say thank you for the amazing introduction. That was very, very well eloquently put. You know what I mean? You almost sounded like Acho. You know how Acho out here trying to talk like Shakespeare, but he talking down on my boys. You know what I mean? That was really well put. But, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready to go, bro. I'm ready to go.
No, I feel you on that. You know what's so crazy, right? It's funny you bring up Acho, man, because there was a point in time I'm like, oh, Acho, he for the gang.
Right,
for the gang. But I don't know, man. Once these guys get on TV, once the Blazers start getting a little bit more pastel-y, I don't know what'll be going on. Like, once they get them spring colors and that check hit, the expectations change. And all of a sudden, the narrative around Jalen Hurts has changed. But I do appreciate Shady McCoy and Joy Taylor for always holding it down. Because at the end of the day, man, Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, is a top 10 quarterback in this league. Now, there's a lot of expectations as well, right? The money, the weapons they put around him. And there's so many angles we can approach this from. But since we're already here, right, we've heard that Jalen Hurts has been pretty sharp, right? And on top of that, before I get too far, I want to make sure my girl Simone stops in on this conversation because she does everything. This girl got like 100 jobs. I'm going to make that very clear, man. She checking every box. Y'all have seen her sideline reporting for college baseball, softball, and football. Y'all saw her doing play-by-play and color commentary for college basketball. She's a digital reporter for Lake Point Sports. She's done work for the SWAC, ESPN, the WNBA. She has iconic interviews with Caitlin Clark, the #1 overall pick for the Indiana Fever, Quinion Mitchell, the first-round pick for the Philadelphia Eagles, Dawn Staley, national champion, Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback competing for a spot with the Philadelphia Eagles. She got bodies in the
you turning me up. You turning me up talking about how the work she be putting in.
She got bodies. She's also a content creator covering your Philadelphia Eagles. Without further ado, I got to bring in the lovely lady, Simone, with the sports. What's going on, Simone?
Don't be laughing, Simone.
Don't got me weak.
I gotta show love. Listen, this is what it's all about, right? You guys do amazing work, and I love what y'all do. You guys are passionate about what you do. I was just talking to LB this morning, like, yo, how do you balance everything, right? Simone, same with you, right? Before we get too deep into the content, I want you guys to tell me about y'all process. How do you guys balance the many jobs, the many roles, the many hats that you guys wear? Simone, let's start with you.
I don't know if I'm the one to be giving advice because I don't be balancing. I be all over the place. I'm really all over the place. So not enough time in the day, honestly.
No, I wish we had like 35-hour days, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It'd be a struggle sometime though, man. But you just gotta when you build something and you got people that's really looking forward to what you got going on. I think every content creator, they aspire to make sure that they content stick in some way, whether it's music, whether it's reporting, whether it's anything, whatever you like to do and people like to see it. I just feel like you got this. It's this obligation within all content creators to feed the streets every now and then. So that's what keep me going, bro. I gotta feed the streets, man. So if I don't feed the streets, they gonna starve, man.
I like that. I like that. So let's get right into it, y'all. Let's not waste no time. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody on this channel, Lord Brunson's channel, Simone Stanley's channel. Go lock in with everybody. The content is in full flow. The training camp is here. Joint practices is in full effect. Preseason is on its way. The regular season, do not miss this, you guys. It's only going to go up. We ain't going nowhere, man. So let's get right into it. Before you came on, Simone, we was touching on the Jalen Hurts disrespect and how it seems like he can't really win. Now we see you got the photo with Jalen Hurts behind you, right?
The photos.
And I also got a photo with Jalen too. Just just a little flex, right? I met Jalen too, but nonetheless,
you gotta throw it on the wall.
I definitely
Put some
do,
respect
man.
on our QB.
Definitely. Right now, I got on the Twitter banner, right? But right now, I got to ask you guys this. There's been a lot of criticism surrounding Jalen Hurts all throughout this offseason. Whether it's his relationship with Nick Sirianni, whether if he's really the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, is he getting paid too much? Is he a top 10, top 5 quarterback? I've seen disrespect all across the board, but I want to get your guys' perspective, right? How do you guys view this alleged drama that exists between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts? Let's start with there, right? LB, let's start with you.
I think it's fake news. Well, I think it's actually I think there's a little truth to it. I was thinking about this today because I knew we was going to touch on this. I think there's a little truth to it. When you end the season the way that the Philadelphia Eagles ended the season and in the fashion that they ended, naturally it should be some drama there. We started 10-1 and it all fell apart. But I'm not even talking about the part about it falling apart because you still made the playoffs. When you go to the playoffs and you have a game plan like that basically leaves your quarterback out to dry, you're going to be looking at Nick Sirianni a little different in the light all offseason. Now, I'll explain the game plan a little bit and why I feel like it left Jalen Hurts out to dry. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had an unprecedented amount of free blitzers running after Jalen Hurts. There was no game plan to kind of keep your quarterback safe. You know what I mean? We ran a pass-heavy offense. A.J. Brown didn't play that week. We ran one slant play. Smitty almost took it to the house and never called it again. We did not use Dallas Goedert to attack the middle of the field. We got stubborn and ran the same type of formation and the same type of plays for the entirety of that game. And then furthermore, when you don't let the running game take over in a game where Jalen Hurts is missing, you neglect Kelsey in his last game. That offensive line should have been out there, been able to run and get to the second level. It was no A.J. Brown there. You supposed to let the hungry dogs run. That's Kelsey. Could be Kelsey's last game. It should be 60 running plays in that game. But you know what I mean? Nick Sirianni had other things on his mind. And, I felt like he left Jalen Hurts out to dry and the game plan was flawed. So I think Jalen Hurts, as smart as he is, I think he understands that. So, yeah, I think it is a little tension there, but I don't think it's so much tension that it's going to affect the simple fact that this is a new season and we ready to, start over from scratch.
Yeah, I feel like is there maybe – see, I don't even think – I agree with everything you said, but tension. I don't think it's necessarily tension. Do I think that Jalen Hurts looking at Nick Sirianni maybe side-eyed or maybe questioning Nick Sirianni? Probably. But I don't think that there's any tension or beef or issue. Like, these are grown men, grown professionals that are all working for the same common goal. I don't think that there's any, when I see you at the training camp, when I see you at NovaCare, it's on site. I don't think it's no beef. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a mutual understanding that, hey, I didn't agree with what you did last season. I didn't agree with that last season. Let's move forward. I don't think that there's any drama. I think it's just an understanding that they weren't on the same page. But I don't think it's going to be a long-term issue or even a short-term issue, because at the end of the day, it's a 53-man roster with grown men on every single team, deep coaching staffs. Everybody ain't best friends. Everybody don't agree with everything. Everybody's not on the same page with everything. As long as they're mature enough, which I wholeheartedly believe Nick Sirianni is mature enough and Jalen Hurts are mature enough to put whatever issues aside or whatever they don't agree on to the side and work on the common goal, which I think they have. I mean, we got Kellen Moore, and it's been reported that Nick Serianni ain't gonna be able to have any hands on the offense. So Jalen Hurts got his way. He seemed happy, he seemed loose. Nick Sirianni seemed happy, seemed loose. So I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Yeah.
So let me take it a step further, right? You brought up Kellen Moore. Jalen Hurts seems like he's rolling with the punches, right? But why do you think there's this narrative surrounding Kellen Moore in terms of how he handles quarterbacks, right? And we always see this in particular on networks like Fox Sports, right? When they talk about Jalen Hurts and Kellen Moore, they always say, well, every quarterback that leaves Kellen Moore gets better, but they're not telling the whole story. The reality is in 2021, Dak Prescott had a very similar season, if not the same season as he did in 2023. The only difference was he was an all-pro in 2023 versus 2021. But the reality is the numbers are exactly the same. They also had 2 number 1 offenses under the Kellen Moore tenure with the Dallas Cowboys. Also, when Kellen Moore was with the Chargers, they had so many injuries, and that defense was so awful because of Brandon Staley. They had no juice, no confidence in their head coach. I think his death warrant was already signed before Kellen Moore even got there. So I'm trying to understand this perspective about Kellen Moore and how he handles quarterbacks and whether or not he'll be the key for Jalen Hurts. How do you guys respond when you hear all that nonsense about Kellen Moore and his effect or potential effect on Jalen Hurts? Simone, let's start with you on that.
When I hear that nonsense, it go in one ear, out the other. I don't be listening to none of that bullshit that y'all be retweeting and y'all be going on and on and on about all day long. I don't care what Ocho think. I don't care what whoever that other dude is that be sitting up there who
James
I don't even know
James Jones, yeah.
I don't care what he think. I don't care what Cowherd think. I don't care what Nick Wright think. I don't care what none of them think. They sitting up there speculating, creating scenarios because they got to fill a 2-hour show every single day. They need content every single day for 2 hours, an hour long, however long. And they know we the easy target. They know Jalen Hurts is clickbait. They know that when they say something, we gonna react, we gonna tap in, we gonna reply, we gonna blow their stuff up. They not insiders. They covering 32 teams, and you want me to think, not you, Tom. I'm just saying that in particular. Y'all covering 32 teams, and y'all think that y'all an expert. It's a full-time job covering one team. And y'all want me to believe y'all an expert on Kellen Moore and every other coordinator, every other quarterback, every other team. There's no way that you got an inside scoop on 32 teams. Okay, so I don't be taking nothing they say into consideration. Now, my Eagles insiders, we know who they are. Tim McManus, Jeff McClain, all them brothers who actually got sideline passes, who's actually in the locker room, who actually seeing and hearing some shit. Now, them, I'm going to listen to. Everybody else, I ain't listening to that, boo. We seen it. Dak was losing in the playoffs with and without Kellen Moore. So
it's the facts.
We could have got God. We could get Patrick Mahomes, and they gonna have an issue. Oh, but Patrick, this. No matter who we got, they were gonna find some issue with it because it's us. At the end of the day, we're such an easy target for them to pick on.
So I think this is what I think about the Kellen Moore thing and how everybody is saying that it's inevitable for Kellen Moore to either make us worse or Jalen Hurts is not going to pick up the offense. Kellen Moore was used as the best scapegoat in NFL history for real, man. You know what I mean? When the Dallas Cowboys acquired Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, they was calling him the boy genius. They were saying that this offense is going to look so different, it's going to be so prolific, this, that, and the third. Kellen Moore got Dak Prescott his first contract, if I remember this correct. You know what I mean? Dak Prescott got his first extension under Kellen Moore. A slew of number 1 offenses and things of that nature. You know what I mean? 12-win seasons, number 1 seeds, all of that stuff happened, I believe, under Kellen Moore. Correct me if I'm wrong. The issue with the Dallas Cowboys is the playoffs. They don't got nothing to do with Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? It has zero to do with Kellen Moore. You could beat up on the Giants in the regular season. You could beat up on the Eagles. You could beat up on the Commanders. You could beat up on all of these teams that's going through these quarterback changes, not realizing that Dak Prescott is the longest tenured quarterback in the NFC. You know what I mean? But you could beat up on all of these teams, the Panthers, all of these people. Kellen Moore is so innovative, pre-snap motion, this, that, and the third. But when you run into a dog like San Fran in the playoffs, you know what I mean? It gets shut down. You got to be able to do something different. That's when the people, that's when the players play in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Now you go to the Chargers. It's the same situation. Didn't Justin Fields give up like a 27-point lead in the playoffs before Kellen Moore even got there?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Before Kellen Moore even got there. So their issue is also the playoffs. Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback that Kellen Moore has ever called the offense for. The most accomplished quarterback that Kellen Moore has ever called the offense for. The smartest quarterback that Kellen Moore has ever called the offense for. So from where I stand, Kellen Moore needs Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to get Kellen Moore in the NFC Championship game. Them other two guys couldn't do it, who people consistently want to rank over Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to get Kellen Moore there. You know what I mean? And Dallas Cowboys fans are banking on, well, y'all not going to be good because Kellen Moore play calling wasn't good. But y'all always talk about y'all 112 games. Like, which one is it? Was he good or was he not good? You know what I mean? I think he got an intelligent QB. I think he got a hungry QB, and I think he got a natural born leader. And I think the Kellen Moore rhetoric is we have to wait and see to the playoffs because we could win. We could get a number one seed and all that. Kellen Moore's done that before. But I think in the playoffs, Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts going to silence a lot of people together.
It's funny you say that because like I look at this team, and all year in 2023, we saw how hard it looked for the quarterback. We saw how difficult it looked for the receivers, and they still found a way to put up the numbers they did. I mean, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith still had career numbers through all this dysfunction on the offensive side. So you actually bring somebody that's competent, that know what they're doing, that actually brings creativity. It has a modern offense with emotions and things of that nature. With those guys who did it when it was at its most difficult.
Exactly.
And you add Saquon Barkley to the mix.
That's what I'm saying. What people don't understand is last season was a nightmare and we still made the playoffs. Right. Like last season was a hot mess and we still made the playoffs. And AJ Brown still broke records. And we was still won what we win? 11 games?
11 and 6. Yeah.
11 games. And that was a nightmare scenario. A nightmare, and we were still in the playoffs. We still won 11 games. Jalen Hurts, whatever his decline was, however you want to say, however hard he fell off, and we still won 11 games, and we still went to the playoffs. All Kellen Moore got to do is be 5% better. They acted like we need Kellen Moore to take a team out the gutters and take us to the top. He just got to be better than Brian Johnson. He just got to be better than Nick and Brian. That's a great point, Tone. Like the way we so dangerous is the way that our bar is raised so high that an abysmal season for us is still making the playoffs. It's teams that haven't made the playoffs in years, that haven't sniffed the playoffs in years.
Saquon said it best. Saquon said, hey, this team just won 11 games. That's a good season where I just came from. You know what I mean?
Saquon said, I can't believe I'm here.
Saquon said, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Simone, right, man, we're not looking for this dude to come in here and reinvent the wheel. We're just looking for this dude to not be the reason that we trash. Exactly. And it's almost impossible to fail. It's almost impossible to fail. We was close to dead last in targets to a running back. You know what I mean? If you don't throw Saquon and Barkley the ball and run with Saquon Barkley, you're just wasting your money at this point. But honestly, I ain't gonna lie, man. I need Nick Sirianni to go in the broom closet this year. I don't want Nick Sirianni nowhere around the offense, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna fake it. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I don't want him nowhere around this joint.
He's not
to go, man.
Did they already tell him?
Hey, they be saying some stuff. Last year in training camp, Simone, I seen Devontae Smith running Texas routes, lined up as a running back. I ain't see it called not one time last year. so they be saying what they want to say.
No, I feel like I do agree, but I feel like Nick is definitely on a leash because even when at that press conference, he was sitting like he wasn't very much like he being watched. He was real mousy,
And to circle back to the tension point, Brian Johnson grew up with Jalen Hurts. Brian Johnson, I don't believe was allowed to run his offense at all.
Agreed.
And you think, and the players know that. And Jalen Hurts got a personal relationship with Brian Johnson. This man got canned because he was forced to do it your way. Now, I'm not saying that's tension, that's beef, but I'm looking at you funny in the light.
Mhm.
We ain't going, you know what I'm saying? You was wild last year. You got somebody fired because you didn't want to listen to nobody. You know what I mean? You looking funny. So it probably ain't tension. Maybe that's the wrong word, but I got my eye on you type of thing, man. And people watching him. That's why his leash is the way it is.
Yeah.
So break down. So let's get into that pressure, right? Because they've clearly insulated Nick Sirianni. They've pretty much dumped his old staff. He only was able to keep a few guys like Kevin Patullo, Jamal Singleton, Jeff Stoutland, but for the most part, they canned his entire staff, offensively and defensively, overhauled it, brought in experience all across the board. They're clearly trying to ensure not only the teams, but they're trying to ensure his success. They clearly want this guy in the building. And full transparency, if they would have fired him at the end of 2023, it would have been an overreaction, only because we saw how they handled the Sean Desai and Matt Patricia situation. That was just such a messy situation. You go from that, and then you fire your head coach, and you just gave your quarterback north of $200 million. It would have been so dysfunctional. It would have created more problems than solved. So let's break down that pressure, right? God forbid things don't go the way we want it to go. Speak on that pressure and that hot seat that Nick Sirianni potentially is on.
If it's gone, he gone. It's not even a hot seat. You know the thing when you press that button and they get jacked up out the seat. If we don't do good, Nick is gone. He hanging on by a feather. He hanging on by a thread right
His
now.
resume don't matter to you? And again, I'm only playing devil's advocate here.
After his resume got him the job this season.
Okay.
Like, I'm fine with him being here this season. I completely understand. We've made the playoffs. Every year he's been here, we made the playoffs.
Yes.
The players ride for Nick. The players obviously love Nick Sirianni. I mean, obviously Jalen aside. 99% of the players love Nick Sirianni. AJ Brown broke his media silence just to defend Nick Sirianni last season. We heard multiple Jason Kelsey. We heard Fletcher Cox saying, like, why is this even a question? Like, and even when we've been recruiting, even during offseason and free agencies, players have said, Nick Sirianni, I had a relationship with Nick Sirianni, or I know Nick Sirianni. It's no doubt that the players love Nick Sirianni, and we have had success with Nick in the past. So fine, keep your job this season. I'm with it. If we lose, though, this season, if this season is a mess, he gone. Even if it's a success, he gone. Because if it's a success, then that means it was Kellen or Vic. And that's the game, buddy. It's one of their jobs.
We've seen way too many strings of arrogance from Nick Sirianni. You know what I mean? Despite the great things that he accomplished, Nick Sirianni can be arrogant. And I'm not mad at him putting his face in the camera, screaming at fans. I would do that same type of thing if I was the head coach, to be honest. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at stuff like that. But it's the arrogance. So the first season, as him being the coach, he had to be forced to run the ball. They had to take play calling from him and give it to Shane Steichen. Nick Sirianni was calling the plays his first year as the Eagles head coach. You know what I mean? He would not change his play style to adapt to the team. That's a sign of arrogance, man. He just would not make any changes. You know what I'm saying? And they had to pull him. The second season, everything went fantastic. He wasn't calling the plays. You know what I mean? But he did get caught in small moments of arrogance with the tush push and situations where maybe he should have punted, but it all worked out in his favor. All those things are rules of the dice and things of that nature. Last year, the arrogance was on full display for me, man. It was on full display for me. You know, firing coaches midway through the season, that's like a sign of, like, you know what I mean, kind of arrogant, but like, you really don't do that because the outcome has never really been good in most cases when you do that historically, you know. And then back to the playoff thing, man, the arrogance reached an all new level when he refused to run the ball with DeAndre Swift against the Buccaneers, who had $120 on him, I think, in the regular season. That was the most arrogant thing. Every sports commentator in the world last year was saying, oh, the Philadelphia Eagles just going to pound the ball and run the Bucs out of their own stadium. We did the total opposite in that playoff game. The total opposite. I wanted Nick Sirianni gone last year. I was disgusted because I ain't never been a football coach in my life. I'm a content creator. I'm a football fan. I'm not coming there and being okay with that game plan without running the ball and attacking the middle of the field. This dude been around football his whole life. I felt like he thought that it was going to be his way or the highway. No, watch the playoff game again. You're gonna see what I'm saying, bro. I know y'all watched it a couple of times, probably, but man, Jalen Hurts was forced to just throw the ball. He was just forced to throw the ball when everybody was just running go routes. There was no creativity. It was no screen passes. And as a head coach, when you okay something like that in a game where you could be sent home for the season, and you don't even try to adjust at halftime, you did the same thing in the second half. You know what I mean? But yo, man, I wanted him gone, man. That seat hot. That seat boiling. It's a crab boil. Like Simone said, he in a fighter jet. They ready to push the button. They're ready to eject his ass into the atmosphere. Let us not go to the NFC Championship game. I don't care if he ain't calling defense or offense, bro. You got to go, bro. You got to go.
I agree 1,000% on him being arrogant, him being stuck in his ways, like 1,000%. And yeah, that's stuff like that is what I felt led to Jalen Hurts probably, being sick of him, fed up with him. But okay, last season, y'all know when Nick was on the hot seat going into the offseason, we didn't know if Nick was going to be fired or what's going to happen. Right. I feel like people were making good cases on both sides of why he should be kept or why he should be fired. Like I saw good cases being made for him being fired, and I saw good cases being made for him needing to stay. So either way it went, I could have seen it because people were making good cases. Now that he's here, I can understand why they kept him here. Like you were saying, Tone, I feel like the continuity, like keeping some continuity. We don't want it to look like the whole house burning down. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they already think the house burning down, and we done locked up. We extended Smitty. AJ shut down all these rumors. AJ shut down. He extended for the longer term. Lyman extended. All these signs showing that we good, and they still saying the house burning down from the outside. So if we let Nick go, I felt like that just would have looked like, oh, hell breaking loose in Philadelphia. But I do agree. Nick's seat is hot as hell. Like, there's no way you can't say his seat is hot. And especially since he don't have any job duties.
Right.
He has no job duties. So if we win,
he walking around the building just
it has nothing in it.
He walking around the building checking locks. It's like
so if Kellen Moore have a baby and he got to miss a whole week, can Nick call the plays for that game? No.
Kellen Moore, no, he don't need to have no child.
Hey, listen,
hypothetically.
Pull in Michigan and run the ball 50 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Bring that baby to the game.
You can't call an offense or a defense. You can't call either one.
Let's take it a step further, right? Because with him being on the hot seat, and you look at all the moves the Philadelphia Eagles made that offseason to prove that the house is not burning down, to prove that they have a commitment to winning, right? You re-up A.J. Brown, you re-up Devontae Smith, you re-up Landon Dickerson, Jordan Mailata, you signed Saquon Barkley, right? Let's hang out in that pocket. Saquon Barkley, his skill set, being able to be a top-tier runner in this game, one of the best pass-catching running backs in the league, one of the top pass-blocking running backs in this league. He's a triple threat. He gives you everything you need, and he's a professional. He's a leader. You ain't got to worry about him at all. Family man. Give me your perspective on when Saquon Barkley was signed and the potential impact you guys see him making. Simone, let's start with you.
I'm so sorry. I was looking at it super chats.
No, you're all good. You're all good. No, good. Matter of fact, I'm not even looking at it. Let me pull these up. I wasn't even looking. Let me see. let me see. All right, hold on. Shout out to Knuckles Media Fiends. He says, look at this. He said, look at this black excellence we got here. Hey, appreciate that, brother.
Knuckles,
really appreciate you, man. You know how we do it. Professor Chaos. Hurts broke his finger on his throwing hand the week before as well.
You feel me? I forgot about that. And then you make him throw the ball.
I totally forgot about that.
Hey man, don't get me mad. Don't get me mad, Chaos.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. He jammed in that Giants game, right?
Yeah. He had to come out.
Crazy. But yeah, Saquon, right? Let me tell me what y'all think that impact is going to look like. And you also tell me your reaction when the signing actually took place.
Shoot, I was gagged when the signing, because I was spinning all day because, first of all, I had saw the rumors, we're interested in Saquon. I didn't believe the rumors. I was like, ain't no way we getting Saquon Barkley. I'm like, even if the Giants don't keep Saquon Barkley, ain't no way he coming to Philly. So when I was seeing the rumors, I was like, okay, cool. But when I woke up that day, that first free agency day, and I saw DeAndre Swift, first of all, DeAndre Swift. Right dude, wrong time. I'm so sad DeAndre Swift had to come. His 1 year in Philly had to be during that dumpster fire. What could have been amazing? DeAndre Swift, hometown hero, number 0, Agent 0. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. It's like somebody come to your house messy, your house dirty, or like I'm embarrassed that he had to come and see that.
I'm glad he got paid though. I'm glad he got paid by Chicago.
I'm so glad. I'm just so mad he had to come and experience that. It's such a great player. DeAndre Swift leaving, I was heartbroken. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was heartbroken, and then I was spinning. I'm like, we got to get somebody. I was like, shoot, maybe this Saquon stuff is real, because I'm like, ain't no way how we let DeAndre Swift go and he don't got to play in the place. One man we can rely on, Howie Roseman. So then we get Saquon. I'm like, we really got Saquon. But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like obviously we got to pound that rock. We ain't getting Saquon to mix stuff up and keep Kenny Gainwell in this rotation heavy. Blocking, the versatility, 3-down back end, tush pushing, red zone, goal line, taking all that pressure off of Jalen Hurts. I'm excited to see Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I said I be having this knack for saying it. Once I saw the rumor, I was like, "Oh, we about to sign Saquon." I don't know. I just be jumping the gun. I'm like, "Yeah, we about to sign Saquon." You know what I mean? I'm like, "We about to sign Saquon," because like you said, when Swift walked out the door, I thought it was either going to be Saquon and Derrick Henry. I knew a splash was going to happen. You know what I mean? At running back. But I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that it would be that Saquon Barkley would be an Eagle, though. You know what I mean? We talk about everything that he provides. When you talking about the top tier running backs in the game, the haters were going to say stuff like this. Well, CMC is in a tier all by itself. No, Saquon Barkley is in that tier. But Saquon Barkley was just playing for the New York Giants. You know what I mean? Saquon Barkley completely changes the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Completely changes the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. I had to argue with a lot of Eagles fans last year when we wanted Bijan Robinson. You know what I mean? And I'm like, they're like, oh, Bijan Robinson is a generational talent. We've never seen a running back like him. I'm like, Saquon Barkley was talked about just as this kid is being talked about, if not even more. Y'all forgetting who Saquon is. Then a year later, we ended up with Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley completely changes the game. I actually got Saquon Barkley as a dark horse MVP because I think Saquon Barkley could give you 700 receiving yards and 1,000 rushing yards. You know what I mean? I think Saquon Barkley is that dynamic of a weapon. So yeah, man, it's a game changer for sure. And I just don't see nobody being able to compete with the firepower if we use it right.
Think about the effect it can have on AJ Brown and Smitty.
Yeah. What is that?
Which one? Let me see.
Michael Bishop.
Michael Bishop. Who that?
Let me see. Michael Bishop. Oh, here go right here. All right. They have to use more motion. Oh, okay, not this one. Oh, the other one.
He said, yeah, looking at this panel, maybe look at the other podcasts and say they not like us.
Oh man, you thought Philly was gonna let you disrespect Hurts? Come on, man.
Right.
So like it's you bring up a very good point. Let's take it a step further, right? The effect Saquon's presence can have on guys like AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, right? Especially Dallas Goedert up the middle of the field. This is a prime opportunity for him to really take his game to another level. Speak on the season that AJ Brown and Smitty and those guys could potentially have. Again, we've seen those guys have tremendous seasons. They AJ and Devontae, they got new money. They comfortable, right? Speak on what you guys think that thing can look like with Saquon Barkley, with those guys in the building. Like also the balance in that, right? With all that talent, how do you guys think this is going to play out?
I think you want to go first, Simone? Because
obviously, I feel like things gonna be opening up for AJ, Devontae. I just hope we get creative, and I have no doubt that we won't. Like I said, I have all the most confidence in Kellen Moore, but I just feel like things just get more creative with AJ, Saquon, and Devontae Smith. That versatility all on the field at one time. Obviously the blocking that we're gonna get from Saquon as well. My biggest thing though is the pressure that's gonna be taken off Jalen. We need that, especially last season, all the pressure that was on him. We need that pressure taken off of him.
Right, and everybody's paid and taken care of. I just think it got to be a selfless attitude. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think like the one guy whose numbers should really, really take a spike in this situation is Jalen Hurts. He definitely should walk away with this with a 4,000 passing yard season. You know what I mean? He definitely should walk away with this having the most passing yards as an Eagles quarterback, you know what I mean, in franchise history, because it's only Carson Wentz got the record. It's only like 41 or not even 41.
Yeah, it's under 4,005, something like that.
Yeah. So Jalen Hurts should definitely walk away with that as well. I think all the skill players just got to be selfless, man. It's so many people and there's only one ball. You know what I mean? I think the two main culprits that should eat are Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and I'll say Saquon for my third guy. AJ and Smitty are going to command so much attention. Everybody know what they bring to the table. Going to the Super Bowl and putting up the numbers that AJ and Smitty, I think they both had close to 100 yards. I think AJ did. Smitty was like at 99 or something like that.
Yep.
They've been to the top of the top. It's not about, individual, accolades for AJ and Smitty at this point. It's about just being reliable and dependable when they number called and just doing them. So I don't think they're out here really looking to, say, I had this many yards this season or whatever. They're trying to win a Super Bowl. And that's where the selfless attitude got to come. I think this offense just trying to put up points and outscore other teams and win Super Bowls. You know what I mean? I guess we're going to talk about the defense shortly, but those are the guys that need to, be going out there looking to, grow a pair.
Definitely. And it's funny. I think about the wide receiver 3 spot now, because that spot is essentially wide open. Could it be Paris Campbell? Could it be John Ross? Could it be Anais Smith? Right? There's some opportunity here, right? And obviously, wide receiver 3 is going to be like option number 5 or 6 because AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, Saquon, wide receiver 3, whoever that is, right? What's your perspective on the wide receiver 3 competition right now?
I think it's good. Go ahead.
I think it's Paris Campbell's job to lose. I think it's some good competition, but I think Paris Campbell is probably the best. Anais Smith, he's young. You know what I mean? So I'm not down on him. He just saying I don't got no NFL film on him. I think Paris Campbell is his job to lose for real. I think John Ross could surprise some people. I think he actually might make the roster, but I really think it's Paris Campbell's job to lose, man. I think he just fits real good with what we got going on. A low key a deep threat too.
Yeah. Paris, I definitely agree. I think it's Paris Campbell's job to lose. Veteran, been here before. Only really knock on him is his injury history. Fitness warrior, I'm glad.
Don't pay nobody, yo. Fitness is crazy.
No, because you were like John Ross.
I be so theatrical when I'm talking. It's crazy. Like,
But yeah, I like the depth we have there, and I like the competition we have there. Again, like Brunson said, Anais Smith, a lot of potential, but we have to see it. Rookie, I'm not sure if he still has his little nagging injury. Johnny Wilson obviously needs development. John Ross is there, but I definitely think Paris Campbell is that is holding that spot. And somebody gonna have to take it from him. I did hear them say in the press conference yesterday, or whenever they had the press conference Wednesday, and they were saying wide receiver 3, like when they were asked about like which position battle might be the most wide open, they pointed out wide receiver 3 though. So
yeah, absolutely.
We shall see, but I'll be surprised if Paris loses that spot.
Yeah, I would be too. Let's take it to the defensive side, right? Because I think that's one of the more interesting spots, obviously, because it's where most of the uncertainty lies. You bring in Vic Fangio, he comes in with a ton of experience, comes in with a ton of football knowledge. He's forgotten more football than most of these guys know on that coaching staff. And he had a very fascinating press conference yesterday that kind of threw a lot of people for a loop, but at the same time, I think we appreciated it at the end of the day. He spoke about how regardless of your standing, I don't care how much you get paid, I don't care where you was drafted, I don't care how many years you got in the league, it's either you can play or you can't. It's either I trust you or I don't. Is either you're going to be where you're supposed to be or you're not. So I want to get your perspective on how he's approaching evaluating his players and how he's approaching this hierarchy of who plays and who doesn't. LB, let's start with you.
It's fair. It's fair. And it's kind of what I've been looking for. The Philadelphia Eagles have a knack of throwing guys out there because of where they were drafted at. You know what I mean? Or just their name from prior teams or the name that they currently had. Sproles was 46,000 years old. You know what I mean? We just did not, you know what I'm saying? We didn't want to let Sproles go because of who Sproles was. You know what I mean? Nakobe Dean. We keep thinking in our mind that Nakobe Dean should be something that he's not because he was a 3rd round pick. You know what I mean? He ain't shown us nothing yet. So I like their approach. It's real old school. It's like, I'm going to put the guys out there who I trust. Now, I will say this. He trusts Jalix Hunt. You know what I mean? He trusts Hunt. So Hunt going to be getting some reps this year. You know what I mean? And in the coach's eyes, he earned it. So you can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? I think that if Fangio was the coach last year, we would have at least known what we was getting out of Nolan Smith. You see what I'm saying? But since we didn't play since we operated, prior to Fangio, since we operated in a system that says this guy is a 10-year vet or whatever. We didn't really see so much of Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith should have got way more opportunity on the football field. You know what I mean? Because he got a ton of talent. But, we gave BG those reps. You know what I mean? We gave Sweat those reps. You know what I mean? So I like it, man. It's a breath of fresh air. That means the best man is going to be on the field. You might not see Bradberry. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the last coaching regime forced Bradberry out there because he was an all-pro the year before. So, you know what I mean? I want to see the best guy out there. I love it.
Yeah, same. I like the mindset. I like the mentality. And it sounds like the players are buying in. We heard Devin White when he came, and he was saying, shoot, I was an all-pro. I was a top 10 draft pick, but that basically ain't G. I got to come in here. I got to earn my spot. I got to earn my spot here, and I want to compete. I want to prove. So all the guys are buying into that mentality that Vic has of earning your spot, earning your reps. We heard Bryce Huff speaking the other day, and Bryce Huff basically said the same thing along those same lines. Like, he's got to prove that he can up that snap count, up it up to what Hasson Reddick was at, and stepping up to the plate. So I like the mentality. Get these guys. Let's get it. We even see with Zach Bond getting those reps at linebacker, like getting those reps ahead of Nakobe Dean. Like, okay, Nakobe Dean, you've been here. You was drafted, fourth round. You've been here. This should be your spot to come in and start alongside Devin White. But Vic is like, hold on, wait a minute. I see something different in Zach Bond, and move him inside. So like him just automatically bringing his philosophy here, and we're seeing it already in training camp and in practice. And then also I like too how he's like, he wants everybody to get reps with the first team to go up against that first team offense. So we seeing even so early in camp, all these guys rotating across all positions and getting those first team reps so they can go up against the best. Because iron sharpens iron, you know what I'm saying? And if you just going up against the third team, no disrespect to the third team, but that's a little, that ain't
that's
that
light
sharp,
work.
you know what I'm saying? You got to go sharpen up against AJ, Devontae, Dallas, the big boys. So I like the fact that everybody's getting the reps against the first team. So far, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Fangio. Second of all, everybody want to talk about Kellen Moore in this offense and what Jalen Hurts going to do and what Kellen Moore going to do. Is Saquon going to be healthy? Is Jalen Hurts going to get better? Yada, 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 yada. Why is all the focus on the offense when the defense was putting the offense in terrible situations last season? Like, why are these talking heads just talking about the offense, just talking about Jalen Hurts? The defense is the reason why the offense had to go and try to score 40 points.
Yeah, them dudes couldn't tackle. They couldn't do nothing. You know what I mean? And a lot some of them players on the defense side of the ball, they still mad at me. You know what I mean? Because I had to keep it a beam. They can't tackle. They was looking like they were scared to tackle last year. Hey man, they need to tighten up. If Slay don't want no wreck, if Slay don't want no contact, you got to pull him out. I like what Fangio talking about. If you want to be out there playing two-hand touch, you got to get out the game, bro. It's one of these young bulls out here trying to get paid. So put one of them in there. You know what I mean? Listen, we trying to win.
I agree with that.
Because ain't nobody running up here playing two-hand touch on Jalen. They trying to take Jalen head off.
Facts, man.
You know what I mean?
Simone, you brought up Bryce Huff, right? And Fangio specifically spoke about him as well, saying how he was a one-down player when we got him. He has the talent to do what we want him to do, but he has to still get to that point, right? And we're not used to, at least in Philadelphia, we're not used to hearing coaches being this honest about players. And as a matter of fact, we're used to coaches kind of, waxing their ego entirely too much, talking about, oh, I love this guy. He's doing this, he's doing that. The most you get from Fangio is, oh, he moves well. I like how he moves. But speak on the pressure on Bryce Huff, right? Replacing Hasson Reddick. Hasson Reddick gave you so much production, not just in terms of sacks and forced fumbles and clutch moments, but he took up a lot of snaps. He was a snap count eater. So Bryce Huff, you mentioned it, Simone, get that snap count up. Do you guys have any concerns about his motor, given the fact that he's being asked to do a lot more and the money got to match it too?
Yeah, I don't have a concern only because right now I don't have a concern because he understands the assignment. Okay. Bryce Huff, I don't know if y'all seen his press conference, but that's a man of very, very little words. But when he was asked several times, he was asked about, upping his snap count and matching Hasson Reddick, and he said several times like he knows that's something that he's going to be tasked with. So the communication is there. This is not like he gonna come in and be like, hold on, y'all want me to go back out there? What? Like the communication is there. He understands that he's replacing that Hasson Reddick role, and he said himself he's doing what he needs to do to, keep that motor up. But also he pointed out that his lack of snaps in New York wasn't because he couldn't take on that snap load. It was the depth that they had in New York. So he said yesterday, basically he said, let me be clear. My snaps wasn't low because I couldn't take on more snaps. My snaps was low because we had depth. So I'm confident in Bryce. Make him huff and puff. That's the nickname.
I like that.
I'm confident. I agree. I don't have questions with the motor. I've seen a couple of his training videos. I mean, he definitely moves well. If that was one of Vic Fangio's quotes about Bryce Huff. But yeah, he got a high motor. It's just more so if he could, withstand against the run. Because I think they used him a lot on third downs in New York. It's like, can he do that for a whole series? You know what I mean? Can he be productive? But I got no concerns with him at all, man, because we're going to rotate them guys anyway. We're not asking them to play the whole game.
And he did speak on the run defense yesterday. He was saying how, again, they had other guys for that in New York, and it wasn't necessarily because he couldn't. And he was like, watch my film. If you watch my film, you will know. Watch my film.
He really don't be saying much, though.
He don't be saying nothing. But yeah, we need the run stoppers. We need the run stuffers. So we'll see.
Real quick, let's get to this $10 super chat by our guy Leo Bridgewater. He says, do you guys think last year could have a positive benefit for our core guys? Having faced that kind of shared adversity has a way of bringing people together. I say hoo-ah.
I agree. I think it could. I think it can only be positive because you know where you were supposed to be with those core guys. You know what I mean? You tasted a little adversity with those core guys. Now you're trying to get back to that promised land with them core guys. So I think, I got real high hopes for the season, and I'm pretty sure the players do too as well.
I can see it. I feel like, when you've been through the storm with certain people, when you've been through that fire, you know what I'm saying? It can bring you closer. So I can see it in that aspect. I feel like we've seen so many indicators that show that the bond is still there. And again, between the players specifically, we've seen so many indicators that have shown that the bond is still there. So I'm confident. I feel like last season is last season. Them guys had a whole off season. They've been on vacation with their booze. They've been playing with their kids. They've been turning up with the homies. Last season is last season. I feel like they moved on.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that as well. I think at the end of the day, when you go through the fire together, listen, y'all all coming out with burns. Y'all all coming out with some kind of damage. And at the end of the day, y'all got y'all scars together. Listen, ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life. That's how I'm rocking with it. So right. I think it's gonna be a good situation for everybody. I think everybody going through that situation really humbled them a little bit, especially coming off of that Super Bowl run. I think it showed them just how quickly things can go wrong. And just how important it is for everybody to be on the same page, and that talent is not enough. Jalen Hurts spoke about that, right? Talent is not enough. Let's continue to talk about the talent part, right? Jordan Davis, very talented player, right? Jalen Carter, very talented player. Nolan Smith, talented player. But we look at Jordan Davis in particular, right? And we say to ourselves, okay, we know you can do it. We know you have what it takes, but that motor, that conditioning. Now, he spoke a lot about it, and clearly that's a real focus for him. But speak on the pressure that's on that D tackle position, right? And on those young guys, those Georgia boys too, Nolan in particular, and Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Fletcher Cox is gone. BG is going to be on the way out. A lot of pressure is rising. We don't know if Josh Sweat's going to be here next year. They are the core. They're going to have to show improve. Speak on the pressure on that D tackle position, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and you could throw in Nolan Smith if you want to as well.
The D tackles, I think it's pressure automatically added once you don't have Fletcher Cox anymore. You know what I mean? Fletcher Cox was a lead. I think Fletcher Cox might have had like two or three more years left for real. For real. He probably was the best player on the defensive side of the ball in that Tampa Bay loss. But the pressure is definitely there because now Milton Williams is going to get increased snaps, so I have really, really, really high hopes for him. I think Milton's going to break out this year. But I also believe that Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis could give you just like one of the best D-tackle duos in the National Football League. I feel really good about the D-tackle position this year. You know what I mean? I think it's one of the stronger groups on the football team, if you want to be for real, on the defensive side of the ball, I should say. So, you know, I feel good about the D-tackles. I don't have any concerns. I think Jordan Davis is getting better. The conditioning is looking better. He's definitely moving better from what I've seen in the limited clips that we've seen of him, you know what I mean, this training camp and OTAs. Jalen Carter is looking to take the next step, and Milton Williams should be getting extended here soon. So I think those guys are going to have a really good year as a group. Whoever's going to come behind them, I do like Morrow or Jomo to get some of those reps. Marlon T, is he still on the I don't know what just happened to Tone. Marlon T, is he still on the roster?
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Tuluputo, yeah. So I think he's going to be fired too. So I'm optimistic.
All right, now that Tone is gone, I'm running the show for a little minute. What you think about that group chat?
What group chat? Oh, the one, the accountability.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, I don't know if you saw the tweet blew up. So
what tweet?
I tweeted it out yesterday, and it blew. It's got like almost 2 million views on Twitter. So of course, all the trolls all the trolls are clowning them. I thought that. Oh, my bad.
No, you're all good. My bad, y'all. I had a plumber coming, so it's all good. You all good. Go continue.
Oh, so basically for the chat, Devin White spoke yesterday, and Devin White was just saying how it's a new year, new season. Devin White, AJ Brown, and Jalen Hurts have a group chat together, and it's titled Accountability. And they just go in there and talk about how they can hold each other accountable as the team, how they can hold the team accountable, all different kinds of stuff, giving just team leader captain vibes. I thought that was cool. I liked it. It just, for me, it just showed that the guys are double locked in. Like, they're taking it a step off the field. They're taking it a step out of practice. They're taking it further than the group meetings. Like, they're really about this winning. Apparently, NFL Twitter, who we know is Eagles hater Twitter at the same time,
right,
was blowing up my mentions, talking about some corny. This is something Jason Tatum would do. Yada 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 yada.
Jason Tatum. That's such a weird connection. Like, but nonetheless,
they always get on Jason Tatum calling him corny.
Jason Tatum is kind of corny though. But I mean, even his NBA Finals, like. It was just he's the corny boy, but nonetheless, though, I do see what you're saying. Like, the reality is, like, I love what I see from Devin White because matter of fact, I said it earlier. The stakes are so high for everybody in this organization. They invested so much into this roster on offense. They invested a lot of draft capital on defense. You know, they brought in some names that have pedigree with them. Devin White being a former Super Bowl champion, former All-Pro. He understands that the stakes is high, especially for his football future, right? He's not really in the highest standing right now. So I totally appreciate him starting that group chat with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. And again, you just keep everybody, on the same page. Everybody's held accountable. You kind of have that boardroom mentality with your leaders in your organization. So I love it.
My whole thing is it just them three in the chat?
Now, he said me, AJ, and Jalen. That's what he said.
Right.
Yeah, I think if you got a group chat like that, it got to be all the captains. You know what I mean? It got to be all the captains. So I would hope it's more of them. That would be my only take on it. Because, like, Slay is a captain. Because Devin White can't hold the defensive backs accountable. It's impossible.
I feel that.
You see where I'm going with that? Like, what is he going to say to them? And AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts can't hold the offensive line accountable. So I think it should be like a player from each, you know what I mean, position group possibly. But, you know, I don't got no problem with it. The name kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? I would have named it something else. Yeah, you know what I mean?
What you would have named it, LB? Go ahead. What you would have named it, bro?
Team captains. It'd have been all the captains, right? It has been simple and sweet. But accountability is cool though. You know what I mean? That's dope as well. You know what I mean?
So what I feel like is they probably have something for the captains, probably at least an email chain. They gotta have something for the captains. Captains gotta have something.
I'm pretty sure.
But maybe they're like, we know AJ and Jalen are tight homies. Maybe Devin White is just one of like in their inner just home.
He said that though. He said that they had relationships prior to like when they were in college. They always in the SEC together at the same time. Yeah, he said that.
So that's just probably they group chat that they just already had, and maybe they just flipped it to whatever. He needed next press conference. I hope somebody asks, gives us a follow-up. Like, how did that group chat come about? You know what I mean? If the reporters are actually doing their jobs.
See, that's why you need to be in there. That's a good question.
Exactly.
Because nobody is not gonna ask that
at all, not one bit. You know, I want to transition to that linebacker spot. You know, we talked about it briefly. They added some bodies via free agency and the draft. You know, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Zach Bond, Oren Burks, Devin White, Nakobe Dean, things like that. I told people and they laughed me out the door, right? I said, listen, Zach Bond, watch him. Right. Watch him. You know, I did my own little research when it came to Zach Bond. You know, I didn't read Eagles writers. I read Saints writers to find out what exactly this player was. And when he had his opportunities, he made it happen. He forced turnovers. He got interceptions, forced fumbles, and he got sacks. He was all over the place. Athletic dude, knows how to rush the passer. Humble dude. I mean, he's clearly in a position that Nakobe Dean isn't because of the first team rotation. Speak on that position battle, though, for that linebacker spot opposite Devin White. Do you think Nakobe Dean has a chance? Do you think Zach Bond is his job to lose? Just break that down for me.
This might be if Nakobe Dean don't come up there and get this job, he ain't gonna be here next year. They're gonna keep him this year because of the draft capital, but Nakobe Dean is not winning that job from Zach Bond. You know what I mean? He ain't, man. I hate it, man. I hate to do this, Simone. I hate to do this, but he just ain't like that. He ain't like that, man. He flashes sometime, but he just ain't like that, man. You know what I mean? Respectfully. So, like, don't get mad at me, Nakobe Dean, and whoever might be watching.
Is it fair to say that we don't know what he is really? Because
we do, okay, Tom. He's injury prone. His body cannot withstand the duration of the season, and you can't play inside linebacker like that. You just can't. You know what I mean? You just can't. Like, yo, I was in the Army. You know what I'm saying? If you can't shoot, you can't go. If you can't follow directions, you can't go. It's no playing soldier. It's no playing inside middle linebacker because you got running backs running at you full speed ahead. You might got to cover. Like, that's a hard position to play for real. And he just ain't show that his body could stand up to withstand that type of pressure. And you know what I mean? Like, so this is the thing. Say we start him out of favoritism. You know what I'm saying? We start him out of favoritism. He start the first 2 games, then he get hurt. That means somebody else got to be brought up to speed real quick, and they got to understand their new role as a starter. It's almost inevitable, man. It's almost inevitable, man. I would bring him in as a rotational guy, a special teams ace. Maybe he could be a special teams ace, but I don't see it, man.
Go, Simone. Go ahead. It's your go.
As soon as you said Nakobe Dean, I knew that was coming. Right now, I feel like it's Zach Bond's spot to lose because it's been Zach Bond's spot since OTAs. Like, as soon as Vic and Zach step foot in NovaCare, it's been Zach Bond's spot. So I feel like Nakobe Dean.
And Vic likes him too, Zach Bond.
Vic loves Zach Bond. Like, if you think anybody that he's really spoke out about, Zach Bond is one of those guys. And like I said, he's been playing with Devin White since OTAs. It's been Zach Bond. I feel like the linebacker group is, if a group had to be a weak link, right now the linebacker group is the weak link. It could amp up. It could surprise us. We could see at camp and whatnot. But we need some dogs to rise. We need Nakobe Dean to rise. Even if Nakobe Dean is not starting, even he's a rotational piece, we need him to buck up. We need him. We need dogs. We need dogs.
Trot gonna rise before Nakobe do. You know what I mean? I think Trot gonna rise before Nakobe do. You know what I mean? But Trot just found his way.
Yeah. Speaking of Trotter, you know, he has the legacy obviously behind him. I think he was carted off yesterday, but it was only cramps. I was nervous at first. But go ahead.
They be doing that. They be putting out them tweets. They know it was just a cramp. They did that for engagement. When they put out the tweet, Nakobe Dean getting carted off, y'all knew it was cramps. They didn't say what it was because they want people, what's wrong?
I almost snapped that, Jeff McClain. I almost snapped that. I'm like, yo.
They're damn near cart you off and you only going to the back to get the IV because you're dehydrated. Right.
Like, they know what they're doing.
I almost snapped, man. No, but yeah, so like, I mean, the competition, you know, it doesn't just exist in that linebacker room, right? It definitely exists in the DB room too. Obviously, we know CJGJ is going to be in his role, and we know Darius Slay is going to be in his role. But that safety spot opposite CJGJ, in my opinion, should still be considered up in the air. I know they did re-up Reed Blankenship with another year on his current deal, but still, what's their long-term plan for that position as the season gets closer? And then, the cornerback spot opposite Darius Slay is clearly a two-man race between Quinion Mitchell and Isaiah Rodgers. And then you have that nickel spot, right? That was a competition between Avonte Maddox and Cooper DeJean and potentially Tyler Hall. But with Cooper DeJean going down with the hamstring tweak, missing 3 crucial weeks, you can make an argument that Avonte Maddox, that's his spot to lose because of the experience he has. So I want to get your opinion on the overall competition in the DB room between all those guys I mentioned.
First of all, I would say this, man. The Justin Simmons stuff is starting to make much, much more sense when you talk about the injury to Cooper DeJean. You're talking about Bradberry might have to play safety. Like, nobody wants Bradberry back there, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's a good idea at all.
Sidney
but you
Brown
know what I mean?
Starting on a pup list as well.
That's what I'm saying. Sidney Brown starting on a pup list. Vic Fangio don't even think it's a good job. He said in his presser the other day that, there's guys that have done it, but a lot of people haven't succeeded. You know what I'm saying? He's so brutally honest. It's crazy.
I love
you know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? But I think the Justin Simmons thing is starting to grow more steam for me personally. I haven't seen anything, but I think it's starting to make more sense. I think Reed Blankenship should start opposite of CJGJ because I think that Reed Blankenship played his best ball next to, Gardner Johnson. I think that he just feeds off Gardner Johnson in some type of way. I love Sidney Brown and what Sidney Brown brings to the table when healthy. He'll be a rotational guy. Now, opposite of Slay, to be honest, it would have to be Quinion Mitchell. You know what I mean? You got to throw him out there, man. He's a first-round pick. You got to throw him out there and see what you got early. But, Rodgers is going to make the roster, but I got to throw Quinion there. Keely Ringo might got something to say about that, but I think the Philadelphia Eagles did a beautiful job of setting themselves up for, long-term depth at the cornerback position because this Slay last year with the Eagles, I believe. I believe this is Slay last year with the Eagles, so you're going to need a Keely Ringo to start flashing. Quinion Mitchell is going to be a starter for sure next year, and Isaiah Rodgers, he might get a contract extension, a lot of stuff. Cooper DeJean had that nickel spot locked, I think. Cooper DeJean was a lock for the nickel spot simply because he could do multiple things on the football field as well. But I think it's kind of up in the air for a couple of the positions, but those are the guys that I would start.
Okay. So what about you?
Oh, let me go back to Maddox. Somehow, some way, I don't think Maddox is going to make the roster.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, man. I don't know why. And I'm not down on Maddox. He just can't stay healthy.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the DB room is gonna be a tough cut in that room.
Right.
When it comes to Justin Simmons, I feel like it can't hurt to bring in Justin Simmons. Is it going to push a young bull down the roster? Yes, but I don't mind that because this isn't a rebuild team. My focus isn't on youngins getting reps. My focus is on winning the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So if this was like a rebuild team, then yes, it's all about the youngins getting their reps. It's all about the youngins getting their reps. This is a Super Bowl team. That means the best on the flow. So I'm all open to bringing Justin Simmons in, an all-pro who has experience with Vic Fangio. I'm not concerned about what rookie isn't going to learn because Justin Simmons is now in Philly. I'm concerned about who the best, and who going to get me this ring. Okay. So that's my thoughts on Justin Simmons. DB room, if no Justin Simmons is coming, then yes, CJGJ and Reed Blankenship. CJGJ and Reed, it was a great duo. Reed played really well with CJGJ. They already have that chemistry. Secondary, cornerbacks, just given what we have, I feel like day one is probably going to be, just given the material we have now, Slay, Isaiah Rodgers, and Maddox in the slot if Brunson don't cut Maddox before we
I can't believe you said that. I ain't gonna lie. I can't believe you said that. Like
that's gonna be the tough one.
I see it. Like
that's a tough cut. I think that's a tough cut.
But I see it because it's a lot of competition there, and we're gonna have to slim that room down. I see some people like on their 53-man having Maddox under safety, just to get him on the roster. But yeah, like Brunson was saying, I don't want to see Bradberry as safety. I don't want to see Bradberry anywhere, honestly. If he has to stay on the roster as an emergency, and Slay specifically described Bradberry as an emergency in his press conference. I don't know if y'all picked up.
Did.
He said Bradberry would be a great emergency DB or emergency safety, or if he got to be an emergency slot, emergency. That's how the players are describing Bradberry, meaning they don't want to see his ass either. Unless
he said an emergency DB.
He said Bradberry would be a great emergency outside guy, a great emergency slot, a great emergency safety. He said,
so what is he permanently? You know what I mean? Like, what's his job?
I'm glad you brought up Bradberry.
Bag.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought up.
They don't want to see him. Nobody want to be in an emergency situation, meaning they don't want to see Bradberry. So I don't want to see Bradberry at safety either, but it's going to be interesting, Quinyon and Isaiah Rodgers, that battle. We know early on, obviously, Isaiah Rodgers popping out, getting those reps across Slay. But Quinyon is going to get his time with the ones. He's already got a little bit of time with the ones. So as camp continues, it's going to be interesting to see. Is it Quinyon or Quinyon?
I'm always saying Quinyon, but it might be Quinyon, honestly.
I'll be saying Quinyon.
Yeah, I'll be saying Quinyon. I don't know. They'll let us know in the chat. But
Q, let's call him Q.
Yeah, Q.
Oh man, but real quick, let's get to these super chats. Shout out to the good brother, Professor Chaos. Says here, Jalen Carter couldn't have a better DC in the infancy of his career. Also, LB unblocked me, bro.
I blocked you, bro. How'd that happen? What you do?
He said,
what you do?
I'll make it right, man. I'll make it right.
Shout out to Professor Chaos, man.
I don't know what he did. He deserved it though, because I don't be blocking people.
Anthony Crowback was good with the $4.99 super. He says Devin White has the potential to be the guy for years to come in the LB room. I love what I hear. We just have to sit. We just have to see it on the field. Go Birds. Yeah, I feel that. He comes in obviously again with the pedigree, low risk, high reward type of situation. So yeah, I feel that. I feel that for sure.
My guy Anthony been around for a minute.
Yeah, man, I appreciate him. He definitely showed a lot of love to me. And also just doubling back to the James Bradberry part of the conversation, it's fascinating because I've always said, and I'm pretty sure you guys talked about this as well, Bradberry is as good as gone, and I think the Philadelphia Eagles are just waiting for the right moment to move on from him. And when they try to market to us that they're going to try him out at safety, I feel like that was them just trying to up his value a little bit. But hear me out on this. Vikings corner Mekhi Blackman a couple days ago towards ACL. He was supposed to be their starter, gone. And then Los Angeles Rams projected starter cornerback Darion Kendrick yesterday towards ACL, gone. Damn. So far the James Bradberry market is bubbling because of that, and because of those situations just in general, right? Do you think the Eagles ultimately end up trading him? Do you think they just cut him before the season starts? What do you think is their game plan for James Bradberry's future?
I think if they could trade him, they will trade him. Now, what's the deadline on the post June cut?
Ooh,
that's because I thought it was going to happen that first week of June.
Agreed.
With the post June cut. Now, do the post June cut ride until week 1, or do you have a certain amount of time to cut it due? And is it a window? You know what I'm saying? Because if you cut him after June 1, it was some money to be saved on it. So you know what I mean? I don't know if that play a factor as well. But if you cut him before June 1, we would have lost. Like, it would have been a bigger cap hit for us.
Right.
But if the market bubbling, man, if you could get a 4th round pick for James Bradberry, you better. Even a 5th, and have somebody take that money off your books, man. I think you should do it.
What about
Same. I feel like the market is. They were saying it was a market for him before these injuries, but I feel like now that these injuries are popping up, and sadly it's probably going to be more popping up, we have to trade him. And I feel like he's expendable now. Like, he was described by his running mate as an emergency. So I feel like he's even seen as somebody that's worst case scenario cornerback. Worst case scenario, safety. Like, when I hear emergency, that means the house is on fire. So bring your ass on. So they're not even seeing him as a real option in the cornerback room. So I feel like, he probably is going to get traded.
Yeah, and they can still cut them. By the way, it won't necessarily save them anything, but it won't hurt them going forward either. They can completely get that. They can completely get that contract off the books. I really appreciate y'all for being as committed to this live stream as y'all have been, man. Y'all really came through for me, and I do not take it for granted. Before we get out of here, I want to play a quick game with you guys. Okay, so I gotta I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the word association game, right? I say something, then you got to say the first word that comes to your mind. Okay, so I got about 14 options here.
I'm scared.
So I want to get your perspective on this, and we're gonna play this out, and then we're gonna get out of here. Once again, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys stay subscribed to everybody on this live stream. Laura Brunson, Simone Stanley, myself here, Tone the Show's second at Chocolate of Sports. And if you're new to us, if it's your first time watching any of us, right? Please make sure you guys subscribe, like the content. The content is going to be in full flow. The NFL season is here. We're just waiting for the first face mask to fly off. So again, let's get right into this quick game. All right. So number one, and remember, say the first word that comes to your mind. And just so we got some organization,
just blurt it out.
And just so we got some organization, Simone, you can go first, and then Elba, you can go right after.
All
so,
right.
I'm scared.
So I get to cheat then.
Exactly.
Or y'all can say it at the same time. We can do it like that.
All right.
Let's do it like that. All right. Same time. Same time. All right. Number one, Jalen Hurts.
Winner. Why you start laughing?
Because
I don't know how I feel about that.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what we were getting in this game. I just said, I'm ready now for the next one. I didn't know what to expect for the game.
First word that comes to your mind. It don't matter. First word.
My brain locked.
All right, let's do the next one. All right, so you said winner, LB. Let's do it. All right, number two, Nick Sirianni.
Loser. Second, no, wait, let me see.
I said coach.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni, coach, I guess.
Saquon Barkley.
Dog.
Relentless.
Eagles.
Fly.
Pride.
Dak Prescott.
Bum. No. Hey, that's real.
AJ Brown.
Dog.
1K.
Howie Roseman.
The goat.
Savage. Ski mask.
Ski mask Howie. Daniel Jones.
Who?
Right. Nothing. Nothing came to mind. Nothing came to mind.
He said nothing came to mind.
Like nothing came to mind.
Oh my God. All right, let's see. Oh wait, real quick before we continue, hold on. I got a couple more super chats real quick. War 499. He says from what I'm hearing that that offense looking great and Jalen throwing dots and looking fast. I think that MVP form will be in full effect this year. I agree. Word. Thank you so much for donating to the channel.
Oh, I want to let y'all know too,
Appreciate
dog.
you,
I got some new Hurt season hats coming out. These the OGs. I'm gonna show y'all the rebrand.
I need a new one.
You need a new one? Oh, listen. I'm gonna send you one of the new ones. The new ones.
Oh, say less.
They ain't too much different because I like to keep it simple. I'm gonna see you one too, Simone. You know what I'm saying? Wear my hat, girl.
Yeah, because I ain't never get one.
You ain't get one?
Yo, listen. I didn't wear mine out to the point. I wore mine to the point where somebody was like, "Yo, Tone, like, you got to put that joint in glass. That joint,
you gotta let it go.
you got to put that. You got to hang that joint." I said, "Listen, man, I'm rocking. I don't care what you say."
I'll get you a crispy joint.
Say less. And again, shout out War for the $4.99 donation, my man. We really appreciate you.
War.
And Professor Chaos, he said, "I ain't do nothing, bro. You be having rival team mods. They blocked me like 4 years ago."
Oh man, the ops got you out of here. I'm gonna fix that, bro. I got you.
Appreciate the super chat.
Appreciate you, Professor Chaos. We definitely appreciate you, my man. All right, let's
probably
get back
Red that blocked him.
Let's get back to the game, y'all. So, all right, we did. Okay, number 9, CeeDee Lamb.
Dog.
I respect that.
CeeDee a dog. What you got to say, Simone?
No, I like CeeDee.
Oh, all right. That's a dog.
Good player, wrong team.
Right.
Okay. Giants.
Trash, man.
Little one. My
little one.
The little one. Not the big one. The little one.
My little one.
Right. Small fry.
Devontae Smith.
Slim Reaper.
Just so many things come to mind. Just poetic, elegance, grace, ballerina. You know what I'm saying? There's so much. Just twinkle toes. It's just so much.
I like that. All right, next one. We almost finished, y'all. Darius Slay.
Big play.
OG.
Big play.
Yeah, OG.
Jerry Jones.
Sleepy Joe. That's how he was sounding at the press conference yesterday. He sound a little sleepy, Jerry.
I said mashed potatoes because he
mashed
like
potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
All right.
Cowboys.
Laughing
stock.
Oh,
delusion.
Man.
Little boy.
Delusion is the first thing that comes to my mind. Delusion.
All right. Final one. Jalen Carter.
Hall of Famer.
Really?
Hall of Famer. That dude going to the Hall. Trust me. The best thing since Aaron Donald.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's high praise. That's high praise, man. But look, again, I'm so grateful that y'all took the time out to come onto the channel. Y'all been tremendous. Y'all gave me way more than I even deserve. And I love the work y'all do. Like I said earlier, man, y'all all got like 3, 4, 5 jobs. Y'all all wear different hats, man. Be it, being family people, y'all careers, your entrepreneurship, your work ethic. I mean, everything y'all do is to be admired. So I'm just grateful to be in the presence of great people and to be able to have relationships with y'all. So, and again, I know I hit y'all up like a day or 2 in advance, not even really giving y'all no real time. I know y'all schedule to be crazy and y'all still came through for me at 12 o'clock noon. So again, I don't take that for granted at all. Got a lot of love for y'all. Is there anything that y'all want to promote before y'all get out of here? I know, LB, you mentioned the Hurt season. Has anything else you got going on, Simone? What about you?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Simone. I got too much, man. I think some of my music,
everything.
Some of my music is going to be on a show. Some of me and D'Angelo Xavier music is got picked up for a score on the show. I got some
shout out to D'Angelo. He was in the stream earlier. Shout out to D'Angelo.
Yeah, D-Lo be around.
D-Lo, my man. That project, Norfolk, York. Yo, I was telling LB earlier, y'all talking crazy on there. I love it.
Yeah, that's my dog. But yeah, just music content about to come out. I'm gonna pop out to a lot of these games this year. Just the usual for me. You already know. I'm taking the content to another level though, man. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I've been slacking, but I'm gonna step it up.
You popping out to a game, Tom?
I live in Texas now, so it's gonna be a little tough for me. So we'll see.
You come down, go to the Dollar General. I'm be down there. I gotta take a militia with me down there, man. I gotta take a small militia with me. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna be down there though.
I'm gonna try. Dallas be trying to like kill us for those tickets.
Where do you live at in Texas?
I'm an hour north of Austin. I'm an hour north of Austin. Yeah, I ain't too far from Austin. Yeah,
Austin is actually a nice city.
Austin is nice. It's coming up. A lot of Silicon Valley. A lot of the tech people move from the West Coast. Move to Texas because the taxes is way lower, and since COVID, California kind of been on BS. So a lot of those major companies brought a lot of their business to to Austin, and Austin is really
tax breaks
really on the come up. So yeah, I love Austin. Me and wifey be in Austin damn near every weekend.
Yeah, me and Simone, we're gonna be at the Ravens joint, right? You going to link up with your peoples? We're going to the Ravens game. It's gonna be cold.
Wait, Tone, you from?
I'm from Philly, born and raised. I'm from Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, I just moved here last July.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Ravens game gonna be lit. Yep. I'm ready for that.
For sure. So, Simone, anything you want to promote? Any projects you got coming up? Again, you got so many jobs, so you could promote the whole Rolodex. Go ahead.
No, I just really I'm just be out here in the streets.
You too humble, man. Don't be humble.
I know, yo. I hate it. I don't know what's up with that.
You
what
can't
you mean? Like you the one? Yo, you really the one. You really the one.
Really just be trying to just work, really. Like
no, you really the one. The you got me on my TikTok game. I made 2 TikToks this week.
I saw that.
Right. I feel proud. But no, you be out here working, man. Who you interviewing next?
You
don't even know. You don't even know where you're gonna be. You gonna be in the tomorrow. She gonna be in the Olympics with Steph Curry. Tell us, you hit that game with her, right?
Eating butterscotch crimpets.
Right, she gonna be in Germany. So I just was on stream with her.
But that's fly, though. That's fly. That's why. Listen, every now and again, like we said earlier. So every now and again, you gotta pop out and show me. You know what I'm saying? Something you gotta pop out. You know, Kendrick told us that every now and again, you gotta remind them what it is. So, Simone, like the work you put in, real deal, Holyfield. You put on for us on a whole nother level. You show us the potential what it could. You show us what it could potentially be every single time you do your thing. We see you on ESPN, the swag. You know, play about you do a lot, man, and I want to make sure your flowers is given.
I appreciate it. It's Jinx's birthday. Happy birthday, Jinx.
Shout out to Jinx.
Happy birthday, Jinx.
Happy birthday. But yeah, y'all can follow me on TikTok. Simone with the sports. I'm still on YouTube. I'm gonna be, obviously it's football season. I'm gonna be on YouTube heavy, but I really be on TikTok heavier. So y'all can follow me on TikTok at Simone with the sports. YouTube here. We trying to get some weekly thing going. Me and Brunson, Tone, if you want to be a part, let us know.
I love it.
During football season. So y'all look out for the live streams.
Hey, for sure. Just let me know when, and I'll definitely make the space in my schedule again. Like this is a major opportunity for me to work with y'all again. I study y'all. I pay attention to what y'all do. So I appreciate that for sure.
No, and then sometimes when you work with people, you just know that it just flow. You know what I'm saying? When you like certain people, you just like I could work with Mike any given day. I could work with Joffrey any given day. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to be mad when they be trying to hit me up to collab and not hear nothing back from me. Bro, I'll be busy. You know what I mean? I'll be busy. But the people that you always see me collab with, I got their number. So it's easy to reach me if you got my number.
Right. So. Right. For sure. So yeah, again, y'all, we appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate them. Listen, make sure y'all continue to smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. Once again, LB, Simone, thank y'all so much. I'll catch up with y'all, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh, man, y'all, that was fly. That was fly. What did I say? Y'all? I told y'all that when I come to play. And when I play hard. I told y'all. I want to give a major shout out to Simone. I want to give a major shout out to Laura Brunson. They are truly juggernauts in this content creation game. And I do not take their support. I don't take the love they give me for granted. And again, I always want to try to pour back into the people and give you guys great content. I always want to try to give you guys the best type of conversation and sports talk. I don't take for granted, man. And it's the middle of the day. Listen, y'all know we the best doing it out here. That's the reality. That's the reality. We the best doing it out here. And this is just magic. We come together like Voltron. You dig what I'm saying? So again, before we get out of here, y'all, before we all get out of here, make sure you smash that like button to the umpteenth degree. Make sure you guys also are subscribed to everybody, right? Subscribe to Simone if you haven't already. Subscribe to Laura Brunson if you haven't already. Please subscribe to me, Tone DeShields II at Chalk It Up Sports. Please subscribe to Chalk It Up Sports. That means a lot to me. The love doesn't go unnoticed, you guys. Best believe that. So again, stay active, stay engaged in the content. The love is always felt. Like I told you guys before, I'm going to be doing giveaways, right? I'm going to be doing giveaways all training camp, all of preseason, all of the regular season, and all of the playoffs. I have so much merchandise to give away you guys. Like, I mean, official NFL Eagles gear. Make sure you guys lock in. I want to give a quick shout out to my first giveaway winners. I'm going to be mailing out y'all stuff this weekend. Shout out to Jameer Adams out of Connecticut and shout out to Mark Johnson out of California. Those were my first two giveaway winners. If you guys want to be winners, all you got to do is stay locked into the live streams. All you guys got to do is continue to just stay active. Whenever I go live, make sure you watch the live stream so you guys can potentially be winners. Everyone's going to have an opportunity and no repeat winners. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any repeat winners. I want to make sure everybody eat and also be on the lookout for my merchandise, okay? Like I said, my shipment is on the way. And the moment I get my merchandise, I'm going to be rocking it. And I want y'all to see how it fit, how it look, so you guys will be able to invest in it yourself because I'm not promoting anything that I'm not wearing myself, okay? And it's straight like that. So again, make sure you guys lock in. The giveaway is going to be in full effect. The moment I mail out my previous giveaway winners, we're starting giveaways back up next week. And it's straight like that. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. I want to give another special shout out to Simone Stanley. I want to give another special shout out to the good brother, Lord Brunson. You guys were locked in to Chalk It Up Sports, where it don't matter if we win or if we lose. We just got to charge it to the game.